Okay, so at the moment, there's this news of hoodlums that have vowed that they are going to attack Ikoyi Correctional Prison here in Ikoyi on the island. But at the moment, there are security operatives over in fact, all over the place, especially where we are standing. If you look behind me on Ribadu Road at the moment, the whole place is filled with security operatives waiting, and they are poised to make sure that they put to end anybody, any form of attack, wherever it is coming from. Also, some of the military men, they've also moved over to Lekki, where there is another hoodlum attack. In fact, these guys are doing a great job around this place, to the extent that this whole area is peaceful, is very, very okay for people to walk around. But for now, there's this tranquility of peace around, where they're saying they don't want movement. But the way it is now, there is no hoodlum attack coming from this axis of Ikoyi off Awolowo Road towards Ribadu.
Ozzy, what exactly do we know about the fire currently burning within the correctional facilities and Ikoyi Correctional Centre?
Okay, so we really want to make our way down to the very place where the fire is burning. But the military people around here, the security operatives, a combination of both the police, the mobile police force and the army, they're insisting that no, we cannot go, that our life, is too precious, and they too, they owe us a duty to protect our lives from the attacks of the hoodlum. So they are insisting that nothing we make them put our lives at risk. So they don't want us to go to the exact place that is on fire. So the restriction is just stay where you know is peaceful, and then do your talking and your reporting. But they will not allow us to go beyond this place.
I can understand.
That they don't now say they've not done what they're supposed to do.
Well, can I appreciate that? It's security first, life first. That's what they're supposed to do, secure lives and property. Let me just ask you, I don't know how you can get this. We saw people scampering for safety. Whether you saw or you didn't, I don't know, but whether those were prison inmates, as it were, or just people that lived around there, scampering for safety, and whether you've had an opportunity to speak to anybody who is or was close to the place of this incident, Ozzy.
One thing about Ikoyi Prison is that it is surrounded by so many military personnel, especially, you have even Dodam Barrack very close to it. You have the barrack on Awolowo Road very close to it. So there is no way any hoodlum or a combination of hoodlums or whatever will be able to break in and then have their way to those correctional facilities and then get those inmates out. As you can see, there is maximum security operatives all around this place. So getting close to even talking to anyone is even highly restricted. The young chap that is commanding them here, that we have to approach to take permission to see if we are allowed to do what we're doing at the moment, kept on saying, please don't quote me, don't quote me, don't quote me. And I insisted, if you are not interviewing you, there's no way we can quote you, but just allow us to do our reporting. And then he said, okay, no problem, that we can go ahead. So, and since we've been filming, they're also insisting we don't want to be in your shots. I said, no problem. But so far, they've been very, very cooperative. So far, they are in charge of the situation around this place. So those footages, those amateur videos that we've seen so far are hoodlums who are just walking around and throwing stones and doing a whole lot of things to ensure that they break the facilities, they break in, and then they can do what they are supposed to do and then set fire. And, at the moment, the security outfit here has reduced to an extent because some part of the military, they just left here and they moved to Lekki, and we still have a whole lot of them around here. You can see nobody. If you are passing, they are searching you. If you are moving away, they are ensuring that wherever you're going to, because this road also links to the prison. this Ribadu Road links to the prison, the Ikoyi Prison. So many other roads, I think there are about 3 entrances that leads to Ikoyi Correctional Facility. So this road is part of it. So definitely, there is no how the hoodlums are going to have their way in this present situation.
Okay, Ozzy, unfortunately, you cannot be close to the correctional facility, as you have highlighted. Would have loved to know if that attack was within or from outside, but we do have footages of moments ago. From where you are standing and reporting, do you still see the thick smoke billowing into the air? Does it look like the situation is now under control as regards the fire?
Well, you know, the situation of fire in Lagos at the moment is a very complicated one, because the fire service are not even allowed to move around at the moment. Because, you know, before we got here, when we were reporting from the Circle Mall, we were also appealing for the fire service to come around and then help. So at the moment, most buildings that are faced with anything that has to do with fire, that has been touched by fire, or probably this kerosene kind of bottle that they will put fire into and then throw it, is difficult. Is very very difficult for those fires to be put out because of the situation of things on ground, the movement, the curfew, then if you are a firefighter, to even navigate your way to get to where this fire is burning is very difficult. You can see behind, just moving ahead now, these are military men that are doing their job, and these people are all moving around. Probably they are going to the 3rd entrance that leads to the Ikoyi Prison, and this is to ensure that there is safety, there's safety of life and property, to secure whatever has to do with the prison.
That was actually what I was going to...
For the fire...
I was actually going to ask you, because you talked about 3...
You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, you talked about 3 entrances to the Ikoyi Correctional Centre. And I was just going to ask you whether those 3 entrances are blocked by the police. Because you were just saying that they're going to another entrance, another point that leads to the Ikoyi Correctional Centre. Are those, do you know, what are those 3 entrances? Police are stationed there, or the OPMESA are stationed there to make sure that no one gets entry rather.
Okay, you know, initially when the whole thing started, definitely the hoodlums will make their way towards a particular entrance. So it is based on the discovery of that entrance that the police mobilized, the military mobilized, everybody mobilized, and then they now started blocking all other entrances. So what is on ground now, most of the amateur footages that we are seeing, the videos that we are seeing, are the very first place that those hoodlums came to, that very entrance. So that is where they are all, throwing whatever they are throwing, the stones and all those things. So, but the other 2 entrances have been cordoned off. The security personnel are all over the place, and they've also moved to where those videos came out from. So definitely there will be restoration of order. Definitely.
And finally, I know that it's so difficult to get information at a time like this, but do you know if there was any arrest made?
Yes, you see, this is the bizarre aspect of covering reports here in Nigeria, to be specific, because when you want to talk to any security personnel or operative or their commander or their leader, they are always not willing to talk to journalists. And they don't know that it is in the course of you talking to us that you inform the public, so that public will understand the exact situation on ground. So they will never want to. So even going close to them is usually a very difficult thing. Before we came to this Ribadu Road, when we passed through Okotiebo, it was a die-hard situation. the first thing that we heard is that, all of you come down, lie down, this, as if it was a war situation. So we came out from our buses. Then their leader almost even cocked his gun. And then in the course of cocking his gun, he said, we should come down. And then in the course of us coming down, he started searching us, searching the bus. We have to show him our ID card. We have to keep explaining who we are. At the end of the day, and I said, okay, now I've certified that you guys are journalists, but I will not let you people go beyond this path. Please kindly go back. Okay, so are you even willing to talk to us so that we know what is the situation on ground? No. Whatever information you want to get, they are not even willing to give you.
I guess being
security.
Yeah, I guess they're being very careful themselves too.
Okay, so we have succeeded in coming very close to the Nigerian Correctional Service Ikoyi Correctional Centre. My voice is somehow low because we are trying to report by all means necessary because we've not been allowed in. But somehow, what we are seeing is, and the information that we've gathered when we got to this place, they said that the hoodlums did not even come close to the prison at the first instance. What happened was that the prisoners inside decided to put fire in one section of the prison, and the fire is still on. So there's this fire service that are around, and they are putting off the fire. So there was no hoodlums around here at the first instance, based on what we've been reporting since, based on those amateur videos. But it was the prisoners themselves who wanted to put fire and then find a way to escape.
Interesting.
There was no attack.
No attack. But Ozzy, have you been able to speak to anyone on ground? Are they now willing to speak to you off camera, on camera? What exactly is going on?
Yes, there is a particular young man that told us that we should hold on, that he's going to talk to us. That young man, also there are other PAs around him. Those PA, they were telling us that we should hold on, that he's trying to update the authorities at the top based on the situation of things on ground before he will talk to us. So probably he's a senior official and he's willing to talk to us. But, you know, our job is time-bound, and as he's continuing to waste time in talking to us, the fire is being put out. So most of the shots, those of the things that we are supposed to report and take are passing us by. So we didn't have a choice but to find a way to still bring this report to the public.
All right, so...
Pending when he's done, and then he's able to talk to us.
All right, paint us a picture, if you will, graphic, if it's possible, of general atmosphere where you are, what it's looking like, what are you getting, what vibes are you getting from the general atmosphere where you are staying, Ozil?
Yeah, at the moment, everywhere is calm. You have the NSCDC they're around. You have the mobile policemen, they are here too. You have the Nigerian Army. From the vicinity, the environment, the frontage of the prison, there is calm for now. But it's just the fire and the smoke that they are trying to see how to put it out. And then whoever is going to talk to us, we now talk to us. But for now, it's a calm atmosphere here.
All right.
Would you say that they have been successful in putting out that fire? Would you say they have been successful in putting it under control? And from where you are, is it possible to see the level of destruction of that fire?
Now, actually, the fire is inside the prison, but we are outside. So it's the smoke that is telling us that the fire is still on. And then the Federal Fire Service truck that is also parked in front that they are using to put up the fire is also telling us that the battle is still on, that they've not succeeded in putting off the fire finally. And then there's a ladder that is also beside the truck. So you can see the camera is zooming into where the smoke is also coming out, the place that have been dented and damaged by the fire, you know. So the smoke is also coming out from there, from the ceiling up, and you know, the entrance, that should be part of the prison yard office or so.
Exactly
And
what I
there's
was
a ladder
going, exactly
that
what I
they've
was
been
going
using
to.
also to climb up to see how to put out the fire.
Exactly.
So for now, the smoke is still going up. So until the smoke's out, based on putting up the fire, and then the truck can also leave, then we'll be assured that there's been a successful putting off of the fire for now.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to ask you, Ozil. That's if you have that information. The way the prison is built is looking to me like this is just one tiny section. I don't know whether they have a main building, then they have sections, you know, of the prison. Can you describe, if you can, the way it is? Because that's what it is looking like to me, but I may be wrong.
Well, where we are standing opposite the main entrance to the prison, where you have the signpost where it is written Nigerian Correctional Service, Ikoyi Correctional Centre, Ikoyi, Lagos, the main entrance. So what we are seeing is behind the entrance, the smoke, and then people trying to see what they can do to salvage the situation behind that main entrance.
All right.
So definitely it is a section of the prison.
All right, Ozzy, keep up the good work. We'll get back to you and you will bring us up to speed more with events as they play out in the Ikoyi Correctional Centre.
We have been very, very successful to come to these points, and we have the Assistant Comptroller General of Prisons here. He's going to tell us of correction. So he's going to tell us his full name and then everything about him before we proceed, sir.
Yeah, my name is Tosin Akirijomu, the Assistant Comptroller General of Corrections for Zone A, comprising of Lagos and Ogun States.
Okay, sir, we've been hearing something concerning prison break or no prison break. Can you bring us to speed about this?
Yeah, at around 11 a.m. in the morning, the Comptroller of Corrections, Lagos State Command, gave me a call that there are crises inside the Ikoyi Correctional Centre. And you're all aware of the situation of the town in Lagos. So we were able to mobilize ourselves, and we are here. And by then we're coming on the way. We have mobilized other sister agencies, the Civil Defense, the NCDC, Civil Defense, the mobile police, the police, the army. As a matter of fact, the brigade commander was there with us, with his men. And by that we got here, they have set the records office ablaze, the admin office ablaze, and they have burrow holes on the perimeter wall for them to start escaping. And they have attacked a lot of our staff and they wounded them. So for now, we have been able to, with the assistance of sister agencies and our own men, we have been able to contain the crisis. And we can assure the public that there's peace here right now and no inmate escape. That is the pride we have. And at the same time, we can assure the public also that the record office that was burnt, we have backup data where we can retrieve all the documents they think we cannot get.
Okay, so how was this possible in the first place? Getting fire, because we saw something like fire. How?
Well, you are aware that we have kitchen where they cook their meals. Maybe I wouldn't know, but when we got here, we saw fire everywhere, and to God be the glory. We have been able to bring in the fire brigade, and you can see that they have put off the fire, and all inmates we have been able to return them back to their cells. We want to assure the public that we are on top of the game and we are capable. The correction is capable of keeping their correctional centers without external aggression.
Okay, so the fire didn't damage so much?
The fire actually damaged the computer training institution there. Like I said, it damaged the record office. Like I also said, it damaged the admin office, and some cells also were as well set ablaze.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, so back to you in the studio. Ndi.